You know, man, it's amazing how things work out. It really is unbelievable. The world is just an unbelievable place. I see and read things. I see things on social media, and I just sit there and I ask myself, well, how is that possible? How on earth is that possible, man? That is weird. I'm not really a spiritual guy. Do I believe in the afterlife? Do I believe in the paranormal? Do I believe in that type of thing? Energies? Yes. Yes, I do. What am I talking about? Last Thursday, Hulk Hogan passed away at the age of 71. We now have an official reason, an official cause of death for Hulk Hogan. I'll get into that today on the podcast. But another thing happened on last Thursday, and you cannot talk about Hulk Hogan without mentioning this specific individual. They are one and the same. They are synonymous with one another. Vince McMahon was involved in a 3-vehicle accident last Thursday morning, the morning that Hulk Hogan passed away, in Connecticut, and was issued a misdemeanor summons for reckless driving, where he totaled his Bentley and left a woman's BMW destroyed. And also, the woman says she is lucky to have survived. Vince could have also killed himself as well in this car accident last Thursday, on the same morning that Hulk Hogan passed away. We will get into the news. We will get into the message that this woman left on social media, and we'll show you pictures of Vince McMahon's totaled Bentley today, right here in this absolutely bizarre story, right here on Off the Script. Also, like I previously mentioned, there is now an official cause of death for Hulk Hogan, and we will go over that today on Off the Script. It is your Thursday, July 31st, 2025. Vince McMahon was involved in a 3-vehicle car accident last Thursday in Connecticut. Misdemeanor summons for reckless driving. This is coming from TMZ, amongst other outlets that have reported additional information on this story. In a public post on Facebook, the other driver, named Barbara Dolan, the driver of the car McMahon's vehicle collided with, gave her account that morning of what happened. She claimed McMahon was driving his Bentley at 80 to 90 miles per hour on the Merritt Highway, speeding and weaving through cars. She wrote, "Lucky to have survived a horrific car crash on the way up to catch the ferry to Martha's Vineyard last Thursday morning. Both cars totaled. Vince McMahon, former chair of WWE, hit me going 80 to 90 miles an hour as I drove in the right lane of the narrow Merritt Highway built in the 1930s. I and the dog are mostly fine, but was lucky to have kept control of the car more or less as I shot off the road after being catapulted over 100 yards. An unmarked state trooper had been following him as he sped in and out of cars down the highway, and I just turned his lights on to pull McMahon over, but he was not in time. Both front wheels of McMahon's Bentley were sheared off, and his airbags deployed, probably saving him from significant injury, or maybe even worse. The trooper told him afterwards that McMahon saw me last minute and swerved, smashing into my left rear, but that it had hit me full on, or if it had hit me full on, there might have been a very different ending for me. Amazing that no other cars were hit, and that I got out of the car handshaking for a good 20 minutes, but otherwise seemingly unscathed, stiff neck later, etc., and a full battery of hospital scans and blood work. Time will tell, I am told." Oddly, Hulk Hogan, who made McMahon's fame and fortune, died about the same time as the accident. According to a Connecticut State Police accident summary reported by Post Wrestling, McMahon's Bentley collided with the rear of Dolan's BMW before striking a guardrail. Debris from the guardrail was then hit by a third car, whose driver reportedly has a name that matches a WWE digital content staffer. McMahon was issued a misdemeanor. That's very weird, huh? McMahon was issued a misdemeanor summons for reckless driving and following too closely, resulting in an accident. He was released on a $500 bond and is scheduled to appear in Stamford Superior Court on August 26th of this year. The incident marks the first major public news involving Vince McMahon since he resigned from his positions at WWE and its parent company TKO Group Holdings in January of 2024. McMahon's resignation came after a lawsuit was filed against him by former WWE employee Janelle Grant, who accused him of sexual assault and sex trafficking. That lawsuit is currently paused, pending a federal investigation. Longtime employees and those close to Vince McMahon claimed that it was a joke, but serious within the company for many years that Vince was an erratic driver, to the point where some in his close circle would intentionally not ride with him when offered. This isn't a new thing with his age and has been the case dating back to decades from what sources have been told. There were many when the news broke that suspected McMahon typically had a driver, which is the first thing that I thought. At his age, why isn't he being driven around? And hadn't been driving much lately. However, we're told that isn't exactly true, says Fightful. One source close to McMahon told Fightful that naturally he will be driven places on occasion, but that happened a lot more when he was on the road with WWE, and that he's always enjoyed driving himself. That same source said that they believed it made McMahon feel grounded, while jokingly noting that while mentioning he drives a car that costs $250,000. I don't know how you guys feel. I got the dark horse. I barely take it out. I didn't spend anywhere close to $250,000 for it, but I still have this phobia of taking it out on the roads, especially here in New York, knowing that the roads here are complete dog shit. So if I'm Vince, I guess it really doesn't matter to Vince because he's a fucking multimillionaire. He can do whatever he wants. He totals a Bentley, goes the next day and buys another one. But I'm the type of guy that cherishes the things that I work hard to achieve, and ruining it, is not in my vocabulary. I want to keep it and cherish it and keep it in good condition for as long as I can. It's just different mentalities with different people. But at his age, he's in his 80s now. What is he doing driving? It's like my grandpa, when my grandpa was alive and well and he was driving. And we were over my grandma's house very late in the night. My grandpa would take us back home and drop us back home. There was a sense as a little child that I'm not really safe in this car with this speeding old man. We're driving in the Bronx down fucking Pelham Bay Park. And we're driving down Tremont Avenue. And he's just fucking weaving in and out of lanes, speeding. Like, there's no rush to get us home. I know you want to go to sleep, Grandpa, but let's get from one place to the next in the safest manner. I mean, he was doing 80, easy. And Vince, at his age, doing 80, 90. Why? I drive as safe as I can, man. I can't even though I have the cars that could absolutely maintain that type of thing, I just don't do it. I don't. It's just very scary. It's very unsafe for me. But the thing that I want to talk about here is, outside of just these little things, that flashbacks I think about my grandpa, the fact that he got into a car accident on the morning that Hulk died. He got into a car accident on the morning that Hulk Hogan passed away. Now, we don't know what Vince was doing or where he was coming from or where he was going on the morning that Hulk Hogan passed away. We don't know why he was speeding. Was he speeding just to speed? I mean, he's 80 fucking years old. But why is he doing 80, 90 on the Merritt Highway? Unless someone in that moment called him, told him that Hulk passed, and he sped as fast as he could to get to where he needed to be grounded with the news that he just got. Which obviously, as I said in the beginning of the show, they're one and the same. You can't talk about Hulk without talking about Vince. You can't talk about Vince without talking about Hulk Hogan. Was he in the midst of getting the news that Hulk Hogan had just passed away the morning in which he got into this car accident, and he was speeding home to go and do whatever he had to do? I don't know. I don't really know. But the fact that it happened on the morning of Hulk's accident. That's the part that really just makes you sit and say, what the fuck, bro? Honestly, that is very weird. Very, very, very weird. I don't know, man. I'll show you pictures. I'll post it here. This lady, thankfully, she is all right. Thankfully, her pet dog she said she was driving with is okay. Vince is okay. And the car, Bentley, as you see there, completely totaled. The woman's BMW doesn't look as bad, but Vince's car is completely totaled. His car looks a lot worse than the story from this woman and the story that we read from TMZ had reported. His car is fucked. And this woman is lucky. Vince is lucky to be alive, honestly. And this woman is lucky to be alive. So that's the latest there. Again, just a very, very weird story. Very bizarre story that all of this happened on the morning that Hulk Hogan had passed away. And we don't really know what Vince McMahon was doing and where he was going, where he was coming from. Maybe, I'm trying to think logically here, maybe in that moment he got the news that Hulk had passed away. Maybe someone had called him when he was driving. Maybe something popped up on his dash and someone texted him. I don't know. I don't know. I think at this age, at this point in his life, I think Vince needs to scale back doing the things that he once used to do. And that means driving. Not that I really care what Vince McMahon does in the day-to-day, but, I mean, if that is what is going to happen when he gets into a car, and that has been something that people have worried about, I think we need to just, scale that back. He's got a lot bigger things to worry about, and who knows what's going through his head right now with Hulk passing. It's just a very weird situation, man. So let me know what you guys think about that. Are you as, I don't want to say spiritual, but do you believe in things working out the way that they do, man? Are you just as surprised and shocked and just interested in the way things have just seemingly worked out here? July 24th, Hulk passes away, and on the same day, Vince could have been lost as well on that same day. It's just, thinking about it is just unbelievable. It's like a fucking movie. Really. Unbelievable. Speaking of Hulk Hogan, he died from a heart attack and suffered from undisclosed leukemia. So we got the news. This is official cause of death for Hulk Hogan. It's been revealed. It's been revealed as a heart attack. The information first reported by the New York Post's Page 6 comes from the Pinellas County Forensic Science Center in Florida. Hogan, real name Terry Bollea, passed away last Thursday, as you guys know, July 24th at the age of 71 after going into cardiac arrest at his home in Clearwater, Florida. According to the official documents obtained by Page 6, the cause of death was determined to be a heart attack, which occurs when blood flow to the heart muscles is suddenly blocked. The report also lists two significant contributing factors from Hogan's medical history. The records show that the former WWE superstar had a history of heart conditions characterized by an irregular and often rapid heart rate. In a previously undisclosed health battle, which nobody knew, the documents also reveal that Hogan had a history of leukemia, a type of cancer that affects white blood cells. It was not publicly known that Hogan had ever battled cancer. His manner of death has been officially ruled as natural. The Pinellas County Forensic Science Center provided the updates in a cremation summary approval report. A spokesperson for the medical examiner's office told Page 6, "I am not aware when Mr. Bollea will be cremated, only that we received a request for cremation approval." The news of Hogan's official cause of death brings a sense of closure to a week filled with speculation and conflicting reports about his health in the final months of his life. On July 24th, medics were dispatched to his home, and he was transported via ambulance to Morton Plant Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The wrestling world and fans globally continue to mourn the loss of one of the most iconic figures in the history of professional wrestling. The most iconic figure in the history of professional wrestling. So now we have an official cause of death for Hulk Hogan, which happened on July 24th. And we talked about this all week. And again, the symbolism of the date, the coincidence of the date, WWE terminated Hulk Hogan and removed him from the Hall of Fame on July 24th, 2015. And then 10 years later, to the day, Hulk Hogan passes away at the age of 71, man. And then on that day, Vince McMahon got into a car accident and almost ended his own life as well as somebody else's life. and a dog's life. I don't know, man. Again, like I said, the world works out in very, very weird ways. So let me know what you guys think about that. We'll end with this. We'll end on a good note here, because I know it's been a lot of negative news here on today's episode. Drew McIntyre. There was a story that Drew McIntyre had been grounded in the United Kingdom after going and attending a friend's wedding. Now, the story reads that he could not board his flight back home, and he was stranded there with the potential to miss SummerSlam and the big match that has been now announced. It's Jelly Roll and Randy Orton against Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Well, we have an update on Drew McIntyre as he confirms his SummerSlam status. And like I had insinuated on Tuesday Night Titans with the Solid Monster this Tuesday, I said I wouldn't be surprised if this is just Drew McIntyre being the showman that he is, and he's playing up on social media, or playing it up on social media, and just adding more logs to that fire to keep it burning so that people get more interested and people are talking about his match more than they are going into SummerSlam. I wouldn't be surprised if Drew McIntyre shows up on Friday Night SmackDown, and that is the case. In a social media video, McIntyre addressed the situation directly, acknowledging the rampant speculation that he might miss SummerSlam, while also addressing and taking a shot at The Miz, who stepped up after the story originally broke, claiming that he'd love to take McIntyre's spot and fill in for him, teaming with Logan Paul against Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. McIntyre says, the past few days, my phone's been exploding. Text messages, direct messages, phone calls. Everybody looking for an answer to leak it somewhere, I'm sure, rather than actually checking if I am okay. So the update is here. It wasn't looking good. It's not felt good. I've seen The Miz, a little selfish of you, offering to take my place. I've got an update for you, Mike. The answer is absolutely hell no. Logan Paul then appeared in the video, confirming his role in getting his partner back in the country and sending a message to their SummerSlam opponents, Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. You tried to get me stuck in the United Kingdom, says Drew McIntyre. I know you're behind it, but this guy's got more powerful friends than you do. He sent the jet, and it's Saturday. Come on, gentlemen. Randy, Jelly, you are screwed. And then he went on to blame Jelly Roll and Randy Orton for being the ones behind keeping him grounded in the United Kingdom. So this tag team match is one of the many matches that we'll see this weekend. Night one at SummerSlam. This is taking place, which WWE is holding in New Jersey this Saturday and Sunday. First ever two-night SummerSlam from MetLife Stadium. So there you go. I knew Drew McIntyre wasn't going to miss SummerSlam. I knew Drew McIntyre was all game here, man. He was playing it up on social media like he usually does. One of the best trolls, one of the best uses of social media via a pro wrestler is Drew McIntyre. So there you go. So you'll probably see him on Friday Night SmackDown on the Go Home Show, and all will be ready to go for Saturday night. Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Should be interesting. Thank you guys for a great week, a great month. You guys are awesome. If you did enjoy today's video, let me know what you think of the very bizarre story that Vince McMahon got into a car accident on the same day, on the same morning that Hulk Hogan had passed away at the age of 71. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you think of the cause of death down below. And Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam, finally back here in the United States, and he will be ready to go on night one of SummerSlam Saturday night. Hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button down below, and please go and check out all the content on the channel. There's plenty of it. We're going to make August better than July. I can't wait for July to be over. It's been a very emotional, very long, and very stressful month. I thank you guys for keeping me grounded. Let me know what you think. Go check out all the content. Plenty of it there, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow with more news and Friday Night SmackDown live right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.